A mummy so powerful that even the gods couldn't stop him was eventually dragged away by hellish forces, stripped of thousands of years of accumulated power. His terrifying strength came from the most brutal curse in ancient Egypt, where he was devoured alive by scarab beetles. Imhotep was once the high priest, sworn to guard the dead. But while Pharaoh Seti I was away, he carried on an affair with the pharaoh's mistress, Ankh-Sunamun. When word got back to Seti, he rushed home to Thebes to catch them in the act. Ankh-Sunamun's body was painted with sacred golden markings as a sign she belonged to the pharaoh. Imhotep accidentally smudged the paint on her arm. When the pharaoh burst in and saw Imhotep's followers in the bedchamber, the rumors were confirmed. Cornered, the two lovers killed the pharaoh together. Seti's screams alerted the Medjay guards. Ankh-Sunamun urged Imhotep to run, telling him that as long as he lived, he could bring her back. Imhotep escaped undercover from his followers, while Ankh-Sunamun took her own life to protect him. Desperate to resurrect his lover, Imhotep stole Ankh-Sunamun's body and headed for Hamunaptra, the city of the dead. He broke sacred law by retrieving the Book of the Dead, placing her organs in 5 canopic jars on the altar, and chanting the incantation to summon her soul. Just as her soul was about to merge with her body, the Medjay burst in and stopped the ritual, capturing Imhotep and his priests. They were mummified alive, and Imhotep, as the ringleader, received the Hamdai. This punishment had one fatal flaw. If anyone ever released his soul, he would gain unstoppable power and unleash catastrophe on the world. That's why Anubis and the Medjay have guarded his tomb for generations, keeping the evil from rising again. Hamunaptra was soon swallowed by the desert sands and became nothing more than legend. 3,000 years later, my French Foreign Legion unit got into a firefight with Egyptians while hunting for treasure in the city of the dead. This ragtag bunch of criminals had zero discipline, and our commander turned tail and ran.
You just got promoted.
You're with me on this one, right?
Oh, your strength gives me strength.
I got stuck taking charge. I watched my buddy Benny bail on us, so I led what was left of the unit in a stand, but we were hopelessly outnumbered. The Legion fell apart fast. Fighting my way back, I told Benny to hide in the ruins, but the bastard locked me out instead. Surrounded with nowhere to go, I closed my eyes and waited for the end. Then, out of nowhere, this ungodly wind kicked up and the attackers scattered in terror. I looked around, confused, then glanced back at the statue behind me. The ground started making these unholy sounds, so I bolted. Didn't even notice the sand swirling into the shape of a face. The Guardian, Ardith Bey, saw I hadn't discovered the secret, so he let me go, figuring the desert would finish me off anyway. 3 years later, at the Cairo Museum, the librarian Evelyn knocked over a bookshelf while shelving books, destroying the curator's prized collection.
I'm so very sorry it was an accident.
Darling girl, when Ramses destroyed Syria, that was an accident. You are a catastrophe!
The curator, being old friends with her parents, just gave her a talking to and left. Then she heard a noise from another room. Evelyn grabbed a torch to investigate and found her brother Jonathan pulling a prank. He showed her a box he'd lifted off some drunk. When Evelyn opened it, she found a treasure map, an ancient artifact judging by the seal, with Hamunaptra's location marked clear as day. Legend said the place was loaded with riches. The curator scoffed, calling the city of the dead pure myth, and burned off the location marker on the map. The siblings weren't about to give up though. They headed to Cairo prison to track down that drunk, which turned out to be me, Rick O'Connell, the guy who somehow made it out alive.